Well, behind me is a homestead, about 3 acres. I got fence posts to plant. I got sheep meadow to lay out. I got a lot of things to do. Mother Nature has decided that since we don't get enough sunshine, because it's summertime, she's going to have the sun shining. But she's also decided to throw us some rain. I guess the blessing is it's just not stinking hot right now. And when it does decide to stop, it's going to probably be about 200% humidity and about 10,000 degrees. But at this moment, I'm out of luck unless I just want to get wet. And no, I don't really want to get wet. So, the drama continues. Peace, guys. Alright, so we're back here in the open air workshop, and you see me and the Weeds need conversation because I need to use that table. What I'm going to use that table for is to turn this 4x6 right here into 2 3/4 by 4. Yeah, so it's a factory board, and so that's 5.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'll split it in half. It's 2 3/4 or something like that, pretty close to it. That way I'll get 2 posts out of it, and because I don't need a 4x. Why do I have a 4x6? Because we was at Home Depot one night, and this 4x6 was 70% off. So, needless to say, you go to Home Depot, find the purple pile. You find the purple pile, you're going to find some real deals on lumber. So, didn't know that? Okay. I think that might have been that defect. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's a weak spot. It don't go all the way through, but it's a weak spot. So that could have been it. I don't know. There's a couple knots down through there, but that's the worst one. Anyway, I'm going to split it in half with a circular saw. So, I'll be back. So, yeah. Some people sweep their shop floor, sweep up the debris and stuff. Me, I just use a weed eater. Alright, let me cut this board. It's 12 feet long, so I'm going to whack it off at 8 foot, and then I'm going to split it down the middle and make 2 of them. And the crafty redneck said, let there be 2 posts. It ain't the most beautiful cut in the world, but I do believe it's going to do its job just fine. So there we go. You buy cheap lumber off the purple rack at Home Depot. It ain't exactly what you want. Make it what you want. Now I can take and run these cutoffs if I want to. I can run them through the table saw because they're too short for that saw. I'll go run them through the table saw and rip them down to 3/4, and I got a 1x. So it's a short piece of 1x, but it's a 1x. So anyway, I got this one post. I'm going to set it, and then I'm going to try to get this other gate post set. No, I can't set a gate post. I got to go on the end and set a corner post, which is going to be one of my cedar posts. That way I can have a side I can set a line with. It won't happen today, but if I can get the post set today, then I can set it tomorrow. Alright, peace. Alright, so I'm getting ready to move the line. This line right here. I'm going to run it from this post to that post down there. But I just thought I'd show you that I didn't get it quite right. I think maybe it's this post, but one of them is out, as you can see by that post. So either this post is out or that post is in. But I got good bubble on them, so I don't really care. And this is all this jungle. I got one more little fight up my sleeve. This round ain't over. So once I get this post set, then I can get this where I can put the concrete in it. Well, that's a half a bag, so I want a post right over there about 15 feet. So this It's 7 feet. If I remember right, I marked it up at 7 feet. So that gives me 14 feet. Okay, because my metal's like 15. So 14 feet, it gives me a little bit of overlap on the post. And, you know, but yeah, we're making progress. It might take me 20 more years to get it all done, but I'm making progress. And so this is the beast I planted to plant. I bought them at 5 footers. 5 inches, 5 inches. I'm 5 inch. So, oh, come on. Tape has to roll. Really? And, yeah, that's closer to 9. But it's 5 inches of red. So that's what I'm looking for. 5 inches of red. So what I got to do, that post there is 9 inches. That's what I'm going to use for my corner. That means I have to dig a hole that's 18 inches in diameter. Approximately. For that to fall in. And when I get it planted, I'm going to take my chainsaw and being the corner. On this one, I'm going to take 2 sides and just kind of square it up a little bit. I ain't going to try real hard. I don't need it to be real square, but I don't want it to be lumpy like that. So, this is one of my first cedar posts I'm going to plant. I got them for $5 a piece. They're better posts than the factory post that I paid even half price for, or 70% off for. So there we go. This is my first corner post. Let me go back there and work on that. Alright, so I got all my posts set down that side, and I got my corner post set back there, and I got this corner post. So what I got to do is tomorrow, since that corner's wet, tomorrow I got to cut a line through here and set at least one post across from here across from this post here that way. Now what I'll do is I'll come across the back line here tomorrow. I might do it today, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to set a joist on there, measure that height. But I think this is going to be pretty close to 8 foot once I put another block on top of here. I'll have to measure it to be sure. But I was talking about putting the gate in the diagonal corner back there on that corner. And she said, I don't understand why you want to do it that way. Why don't you just do a gate on the straight across? I said, okay, babe. That's what you'll get. So, this panel here is shorter than the panels I got. This is like a 6-foot panel or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the panel is. But anyway, this panel is shorter. So, I'll put that gate in, but that means I got to put a post in over here. And I've got a post that's too short for anything else. So I might put that post over here. And put my long post here so that I can open up a gate. This gate here will eventually open up inside. And this is going to be for younger chicks and chickens. And then the big yard over there, when these get bigger, they go over there. That was her plan. We may do something different. But that's my understanding of what she wants to do right now. But, as you can see, the never-ending battle of weeds. But, I got an idea that I got from the missus. She said, well, now you need to take some of that metal and lay it down on top of them weeds and kill them weeds so the chickens don't get lost in the weeds. Well, she's sure right. Alright, so I've got it started down through here. Got to remove the T-post. And I'm not I'm not as confident about this idea as it was when I started. It may work better once I get all the sheet metal laid down all the way across. Right now it's kind of squishy and yeah, and of course it's not long enough. But if I actually go through with this, this is going to take 1, 2, and this in here can be moved. I can move it up, catch that end down there once I move the T-post. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to take 5 long, and it's going to take 25 sheets. Now, take 3 sheets that way to make 15 foot. So 3 sheets that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 15 sheets. And then out in there somewhere is stuffs. I think there might be some concrete blocks. There might be a post out in there. I don't know. But the heat generated by the tin and the weight at least will slow the weeds down. There's going to be plenty of air gaps and light gaps where the light can get to the weeds. So I don't know if it's actually going to work or not. But if I can slow them down, I can make a difference. Now this piece over here, it's been laying basically flat on the ground for a week. So let's take a peek at what this looks like. That's weak. Crunchy. So, yeah, if I can actually get that to lay down flat, it might do something. Because that sheet metal is hot. Alright.